Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Nebraska Dynasty. We are undefeated still. We are 3-0 overall, 2-0 in conference, and on the other side, Iowa State is already out there with a 6-0 record, 4-0 in conference, already running away with the conference there, at least their division. And yeah, for today we are gonna have a couple of visits. Sam Malecki is the first one, a 5-star edge rusher, one of 2 5-star players we're pursuing this year. Malecki looks to have elite strength. He has 84 power moves and 76 finesse moves. That's already so good. And the block shedding is probably going to be down there in the 60s or something, but he looks to be an elite edge rusher. Then we've got defensive tackle Devian Leonard. He's out of Littleton, Colorado, 6'4", 309, a defensive tackle. We're pursuing the hometown hero kit with him. Also looks to have really good strength, 81 power moves right off the bat is really good, 80 hit power seems to be really good. And then we are going to have a Will, a weak side linebacker here, a thumper archetype out of Maryville, Indiana, 6'1", 215, also hometown hero, a pursuit there. And then, yeah, he looks to have really good acceleration and speed, 81 hit power is really good, 78 tackle is solid. Man in zone coverage probably a little bit lower than what you want, but I mean, he's a run stopper. Dexter Proctor is the other 5-star, and we're gonna pursue him. He's a lurker. Indianapolis, Indiana is his hometown. 6'2", 213, 85 speed. We don't know exactly the acceleration, but looks to be really high as well. Pursuit 84, tackling probably around 80, hit power probably as well, I'm assuming. And yeah, all of these players are actually like giving each other the complimentary visit bonus and stuff. So we actually have 3 complimentary visits for Sam Malecki, which is by far the closest battle we're gonna face today on the recruiting front. And then first game of the episode is going to be against Akron. Ben Finley, 6'3", 200 pounds, out of Phoenix, Arizona, is their starting quarterback. Finley has actually not great accuracies. This is actually pretty weak. 87 throw power, doesn't look great either. Finley doesn't look like an exciting quarterback prospect at all. He's yeah, he just looks like a non-powerful quarterback. They've got a running back here in Taven Curry, 6', 210, out of Loxley, Alabama. Curry is a former 2-star, and Curry has 86 speed, 89 acceleration, so not the most exciting athlete, not great in the elusive department, has pretty solid hands, not a great route runner, not much power, and yeah, that's it. Nothing spectacular here either. The top receiver on the team is Alex Adams. Where's number 7? Gotta watch out for that kid. Adams is 6'1", 190. Adams has 89 speed, 88 acceleration, and he actually does have some pretty solid hands. The route runnings need a little work, but like over the middle of the field in the short area, you can work with it for sure. Not a horrible athlete. This is actually a pretty decent number 1 receiver. Now the number 2 is actually going to be out. Number 5. Israel Polk is injured with a knee cartilage tear, so he's towards the end of the recovery path, but not going to be able to make it for this game. So instead we're going to see Tim Greer, 6', 180, out of New Orleans, Louisiana. Greer is a speedster archetype, but he only has 87 speed. The catching is only 77, that's not great. Route runnings, I mean, not anything great either there. Not much elusiveness, and not much power, obviously, as a speedster. So the only decent player on this offense is actually the tight end, Jake Newell, and he's out with a torn labrum, out for 2 more weeks as well. They're going to be missing 2 of their playmakers. There is nothing spectacular on this offense at all. Even the offensive line looks pretty awful. They're all across the board 70, 72, 73 overall. It's an awful offense. I am not scared of this Akron team at all. Now, on the defensive side, they've got Cyrus Durham, 6'3", 250, out of Atherton, California. Durham is a pure power archetype edge rusher. And he's got 81 power moves, so that's not half bad. He does have a little bit of power. Not much athleticism though. 76 block shedding's okay, I guess. And that's it. Nothing spectacular there. And we've Gage Summers, 6 foot, 235 out of Chandler, Arizona. Summers is a 1-star linebacker who, I mean, his awareness and play rec are actually pretty decent, but he's very slow. 77 speed as a linebacker is really slow. Doesn't have much power. Got a little bit of run stopping upside, but the pass coverage is pretty awful and the run stopping as well. So that's their top linebacker. Imagine the depth of this team. The front seven looks absolutely awful, and the best corner is a 71 overall, 6 foot, 188 with 71 man coverage, 68 press, and even the zone coverage is only at 74. Kid has no speed either, 86 speed, 87 acceleration. We should be absolutely dominating this team. There is not even one player on this entire Akron team that I'm somewhat scared of. There is nobody. The safety duo at the back end, 6 foot, 194, Mackay Flowers out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Flowers actually does have a little bit of coverage ability, but it's not great either. Nothing much in the speed department. And even worse, he has a pretty weird sleeve there going on, but I mean, that's his business. Probably not going to help either. So this is a matchup we absolutely need to dominate, and there is no question about it. We are better in every department. We have every single position group. We have by far the better players. Ranked number 19 coming into this episode here. 3-0. Nebraska is going to take on the Akron Zips. Cornhuskers had a pretty solid week last week. Dylan Raiola with 350 yards, 2 touchdowns in that game, and we're gonna hope to break some records today. Maybe I don't know. We've got Dane Key, the number 1 receiver. He's got 9 yards to start this game off the right foot. 2nd and 1, and they're already going empty backfield, throwing it down the field. We've got somebody behind the defense. It's Naziah Hunter, and the ball was underthrown by Raiola. So he got caught from behind, but it is a catch and a first down in the red zone already. Nebraska moving the football down the field here. Naziah Hunter with a pretty great release off the line there. 3rd and 5 now, and we're gonna throw it out to our number 1, and Dane Key should have just gone into the end zone instead of down, but okay. From the 2, 1st and goal, we're gonna hand it off. Emmett Johnson is gonna get the job done. It's a touchdown. Nebraska is up 7-0. This is exactly what we needed. And Cornhuskers off to a great start in this game. 3 minutes off the clock with a pretty quick drive down the field. And Emmett Johnson with an easy walk-in touchdown there. Now let's see if this Akron offense can actually do anything about this. They're going to have Finley motion out the running back and throw it over the middle. That's the backup tight end who has 9 yards. So that's actually a pretty good start for the Zips. 2nd and 1 now. They're going to hand it off. No, it's actually a keeper for Finley, and he gets destroyed in the backfield. Dylan Parrott, the first one there. 3rd and 4 coming up for Finley, and he's going to hand it off to his running back, and he's got lots of running room. That's about 8 yards, and a first down for Akron. 2nd and 10. They're actually going to have a play action shot, and Finley's going to go down, sacked in the backfield. And I think that's Parrott again. Or no, hang on, 96. No, that's Parrott, right? So 7-0, and no, it's actually Williams Nwaneri. First sack today for an edge rusher, actually. So we're gonna have a punt, and Akron with their punter Castle is gonna kick this one deep to the other side of the field, and Bell is gonna return it, and there's actually some room there across the 50, and this is down out of bounds at the 45 of Akron. So really good field position there, but a 20-yard return there for Bell. And then we've got Emmett Johnson, cuts it back to the middle. What a run, and an easy first down, moving 17 yards down the field. 2nd and 4. Emmett Johnson's the running back, and what a running lane again. Oh my, if he broke that last one tackle, I think he would have had a path to the end zone. 3rd and 5. inside the red zone again, and they're gonna get it away, and oh my god, nowhere to go for Ja'Cory Barney. They had good coverage that time, so it's a field goal for Nebraska. The Cornhuskers are up 10-0. Akron gonna get almost sacked, man. We should have had the sack there, but it is 4th down, and they're gonna punt it back. Great field position again, and Raiola is gonna dump it over the middle. Barney with the first down, gets about 8 yards on the play. 1st and 10 from the 47. Across midfield now, and motion for the tight end, Mark Way. We're gonna have a sack. Raiola immediately sacked. Unblocked defender here. Spriggs in the backfield. 2nd and 15 for Raiola, and they're gonna set up the sub screen, and we've got blockers out in front. Emmett Johnson gonna juke out the safety. 13 yards on the play, or maybe it was a corner. It doesn't really matter. 3rd and 2 from the 39, and look at this running lane up the middle. Emmett Johnson juking out the safety this time. That's another 1st down. It's 8 rushes and 53 yards already. 3rd and 3, Raiola needs to get this one away, and this is Emmett Johnson again, jukes out the corner, and that's another 1st down at the 2-yard line. Pretty efficient day on offense so far. Emmett Johnson is going to hand it off to his running back into the end zone. Touchdown on the read option. They're going to hand it off to Johnson, and it is 17-0 already. Nebraska up big time. Akron not looking too sharp in this game. Finley has a 1st down here, and this is gonna be a good catch and run. Breaks a tackle on the outside there. Nice one for Miles Walker. 2nd and 7, and Finley's going down. And I think that is that Marcus Watson-Trent. I still need to learn the numbers here on this defense. Still being confused by a little bit, but really good. Yeah, that is Marcus Watson-Trent, number 26. Our best linebacker. He gets in there as an unblocked defender. Good blitz call, and that should end another possession. They actually had a pretty deep punt, so this is actually not great field position compared to where we had the punt. But we're going to get it off with Emmett Johnson with an 8-yard pickup. 2nd and 2, and this is going to be a slip screen here. Blockers out in front, and this is perfect blocking. A pancake on the outside. Emmett Johnson with a nice 1st down run, catch and run. At the 2-minute warning now, just across from midfield, and Raiola is going to sprint to the outside, has lots of room to run, and is going to take off out of bounds there at the 35. I mean, that's almost 20 yards on the run. We're in field goal range now, a minute and 40 on the clock. Raiola gets it away. It's Ja'Cory Barney, 1st down, 9 yards. Move the chains. That's going to stop the clock as well. A minute and 30 on the clock now. Dylan Raiola standing tall in the backfield, and he turns it upfield. He's going to take off and fumble the football. Oh my God. We do recover here. Nebraska is going to fall on top, but Akron, they almost took the football away from us there. Minute and 20 on the clock, and that's going to be an easy Emmett Johnson touchdown. Nebraska up by 3 scores. I mean, we were up by 3 scores before, but now it's 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. 24-0 is the new score, and there is a minute on the clock for Akron to do something about it. So we're going to see them move across midfield immediately as Akron down to the 39 already in field goal range. They move the ball really quickly there. 18 seconds on the clock. Finley has lots of time. Throws it to the flats and turning upfield. That is going to be a 1st down out of bounds inside the red zone. Finley has 12 seconds on the clock, and he is going to get sacked. Finally, they get to the quarterback. It's Elijah Judy in the backfield. And Akron has to take the field goal here. No timeouts left anymore. 8 seconds on the clock. This one is an easy one. 41-yard field goal is good for the Zips. It's 24-3, and we're going to go to halftime with a massive lead. Now, this should be an easy win, and we're going to do everything to make that happen. But so far, absolutely dominating every phase of the game. The only knock on this entire game for Nebraska is actually that last 2-minute drill. We let them move the ball a little bit too easily. There were a few too many plays where unblocked defenders had not unblocked defenders, uncovered players had so much room that defenders were nowhere near the area. letting them have 20-yard chunks and stuff. But we're going to get it underway, 3rd and 8. And Finley's going down again. Oh my. Marquez Watson-Trent, our lead linebacker, on another unblocked blitz there. Great call by the defense, and that's going to end another drive for Akron. It's 24-3 now. Let's see if we can extend this lead even more. Raiola. 5-man pressure. Unblocked defender. He does get it away on time, and that is caught by Hunter on the outside. It's going to be a first down. So far, Raiola, by the way, 12 of 15. We got another unblocked defender, and we got to get it away on time. Dane Key with another catch. Another first down. 13 of 16. He's staying near perfect here. Raiola, 4-man pressure. Emmett Johnson picks up the edge rusher, and down the field, it's caught by Hunter. It's a touchdown, Nebraska, and they are going to go up 31-3. And I mean, halfway through the 3rd quarter, if you're up by 28, usually that game's over. But I mean, at least it's not 28-3, so that's pretty good for us. Raiola with a picture-perfect pass down the sideline, or down the numbers, I guess. As Hunter did get behind the defense again, he does show off the speed there. Something that we have not seen from our actual number 1 receiver, Dane Key. He doesn't seem to have the athleticism necessary to make that happen. And Akron is just going to get demolished here. Another sack for this Nebraska defense. And Finley is taking hits almost every set of downs. And that's Javen Wright, our Mike linebacker, in the backfield there. Unblocked. Nobody accounted for him. So the blitzing has been pretty perfect this game for Nebraska. Now Finley, 3rd and 16. And he is going to throw it over the middle. How is he uncovered? Oh my God. That's exactly what I'm talking about. How could you allow those chunk plays? Finley just having time forever. That's why we need the blitzing, I guess. And this one is gonna be not caught. Oh my God! You need to intercept that, man. 4th down. We get the ball back, and we're just gonna skip ahead right now because this is actually not worth it anymore. Dane Key. A few plays later, we get an easy touchdown for our lead receiver. He does have the athleticism to run away from Akron DBs, apparently. So that's 38-3 now, and I think you know that this game is over. We do, in the end, score 1 more touchdown. I think it was just a walk-in rushing touchdown after Akron had given us a turnover on downs. But this was absolute domination here by this Nebraska offense and defense. And Emmett Johnson, great day. 19 rushes, 114 yards, 3 touchdowns. Dylan Raiola, 20 of 26. That's 76% completion percentage, 307 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. A picture-perfect game, honestly. And on the other side, I mean, Finley did what he could, but that was just too many sacks there, too much pressure from this Nebraska defense, and they were not able to get the run going either. They didn't even try because there were so many bad plays that they always had to throw it if they wanted a chance at a first down. And yeah, we had a pretty solid day on the ground here. Gave a few carry at the end to Quentin Ives, actually. And then 2 touchdowns for Naziah Hunter, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dane Key, 84 yards, and 1 touchdown. And then Emmett Johnson actually had 6 catches. That is actually the most catches on the day, 51 yards. That's really good. Ja'Cory Barney, a really quiet day. I think he's our leading receiver so far, but a really quiet day for him. And then on the other side, I mean, they passed the ball around quite a bit, but it actually didn't amount to much. And on the defensive side, I mean, they did get 1 sack on us. It was Melvin Spriggs. He was basically unblocked on that 1 play. 5-yard loss there, but that's fine. We got the first down after all, still after that first down sack. And on defense, I mean, 2 sacks for our blitzing linebacker, Marquez Watson-Trent. We had Riley Van Poppel in there. We got Elijah Judy in there. Javen Wright, and then Nwaneri and Parrott also split a sack. So that's 6 sacks combined. Pretty good day, I would say. And then we've got Emmett Johnson with a player of the week occurrence here. I mean, dude, he got 114 yards on the ground, 51 through the air, a total of 25 touches and 3 touchdowns. And even better news, we get the star quarterback. We had one 4-star interested in committing to Nebraska this recruiting year. And Anthony Shaw is actually gonna join us from Blairstown, New Jersey. We get the really close recruiting battle. We get it done. Anthony Shaw is gonna be a Husker. And we get even more great news. Dexter Proctor, a 5-star middle linebacker from Indiana. He's going to commit to Nebraska as well. And I mean, that is great news. Proctor is an elite level linebacker, and I would expect him to play right away. We have a couple seniors in the linebacking unit. I think Proctor might be a candidate to start very early. Anthony Shaw is 6'2", 193. We get the recruiting battle done, and he looks to have elite throw power. Now, we don't actually know, but I never scout prospects that are not from Nebraska fully. I only hit the one click, and with that information, I need to decide if I want to pursue them. Now, we also do lose a battle here on this recruiting project. Tony Hay is going to commit to Michigan. We were in a tight recruiting battle for him as well. But the Wolverines were in the end better than I was. They had the better pipeline there on Tony Hay, who is a vertical threat tight end that looks really promising. But we do get a 5-star linebacker in Dexter Proctor, 6'2", 213. And it was actually never really a close battle, to be honest, on this one. I never had to scare for him. It was a pretty convincing win from the get-go on this battle. He was from Indiana. There was no real pursuit by any other team other than maybe Oklahoma State late, but by the time they were getting into the race, we already had basically won it. So that's great news. And now we're gonna go ahead with a different caliber of opponent. It's gonna be Kansas State. And as you can see already from the get-go, they have lots of players rated in the 80s and 90s for overall. Starting it off with their quarterback, Avery Johnson, who is out with a dislocated ankle, out for one more week. So we are pretty lucky that we're not going to have to face Avery Johnson, former 4-star recruit there, who's looking like an NFL quarterback. Instead, we're going to see Jacob Knut, 6'4", 219 out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Knut is a decent pocket passing quarterback, I'd say. He has a solid arm, but the accuracies are just not great. He's got no speed, can't really break out of the pocket that much, and yeah, not too scared of Knut now. Dylan Edwards, a 4-star running back they got there, 5'9", 167 out of Derby, Kansas. He looks really light, but he's got 95 speed, 98 acceleration. It is ridiculous. He's got 90 juke and 90 spin move. He looks unbelievable, honestly. He can't do anything else. He can just run fast and juke and spin people. That's all he can do. He can't do anything else. Jace Brown, the number 1 receiver on this team, former 2-star actually, and Brown looks really promising. 91 speed, 93 acceleration. He's got some good catching and release. The route running's not all that. I mean, that's actually decent. He's a decent number 1 receiver. You gotta admit it. Jerron Tibbs is the number 2, 6'2", 202 out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Tibbs has 87 speed, 89 acceleration, so not quite as fast, but he's got really good hands, decent route runnings, especially short and intermediate part of the field, and a little bit of elusiveness, not much, but yeah, Tibbs definitely a solid number 2 there. And then we've got Garrett Oakley. Oakley is a physical route runner archetype tight end, 6'5", 235, looks really good. As a route runner, as a pass catcher, he's got some pretty solid elusiveness for a tight end. Can do a little bit of damage here. 82 speed is actually not bad as well. So this is actually a pretty solid offense we're going to have to contend with. They're just lacking their superstar quarterback. Now the offensive line on this team looks pretty promising as well. Nothing but starters in the 80s. That's looking pretty solid here for the Wildcats across the board. The only thing is that they're gonna miss their right tackle, so we might see a backup there. Keona Davis might have the easier matchup there on the other side. Then the top edge rusher on their team is actually Toby Osusanmi. 88 finesse moves and 79 power moves, looking really promising. Very good quickness. He's got solid run stopping and a little bit of power as well. So really good edge rusher there. And then they've got Damian Ilalio, 6'2", 300 pounds, out of Manhattan, Kansas. 93 strength is really good. 90 block shedding is really good. He's got 4 silver abilities. He's gonna disrupt everything, I fear. And not just that, he's a great run stopper, an elite run stopper. He also has 86 power moves, so kid can ball. Desmond Purnell is the top linebacker on this team, and he's 6 foot 236. Purnell has pretty solid athleticism for a linebacker. The pass coverage needs a lot of work. 73 zone is actually not great, but he's got really good run stopping ability. He's a great run stopper. He's got some power, and he actually is a better pass rusher than coverage defender. Austin Romaine is actually the best player on the team, 6'2", 240, out of Hillsboro, Missouri. Romaine has really good awareness and play rec. He has got solid athleticism. It's not like elite, but he is really good as an athlete. I think that's good enough to play in the NFL, actually. Very good run stopper. Very solid in coverage. He can do everything except blitz. The top corner on this team is Amarian Fortenberry, 5'10", 175. Fortenberry is more of a zone defender. 80 zone coverage is decent. 92 speed, 93 acceleration. He's a decent athlete, and it's enough speed to keep our offense at bay, but I don't know. This is not a great cornerback unit. He's the top guy, and he just looks decent. Not a great secondary, I would say, but they do have a really good strong safety. A box specialist, strong safety with very good awareness and play rec. The pass coverage needs some work. 81 zone is actually decent, but not great. He has a lot of speed. Not a lot of speed, but for a box specialist, he's really fast. And the hands are not great, but the run stopping is awesome. So they do have an opportunity here to play nickel all day and still sit in base with that safety because he's the safety and the linebacker at the same time. So that's always nice to see if you got an opportunity to sit in nickel and still have base personnel out there all day. And yeah, this state is gonna be this game is gonna be away at Kansas State in I think that's Wichita, Kansas. I'm just assuming. I don't think we're gonna be the favorites in this one. Yeah, I know we're undefeated, but Kansas State is actually number 16 in the country, and I think they actually do have a couple more impact players than we do. And this is in the away game, so this one is gonna be really tough. Now we're gonna see Jacob Knut out there, who had a great game last week, 4 touchdowns. But let's see what Knut can do out here, as he's gonna throw it on the hitch, and that's gonna be a first down already for Kansas State, moving the chains, keeping the offense on schedule. 2 tight ends to the left, 2 receivers to the right. They're gonna throw it out there to their running back, and oh my, that's an easy 9-yard pickup here for Jacob Knut, so some yardage after the catch. 3rd and 7, and Knut is gonna throw it to the outside. It's broken up and down on the ground at the 30-yard line. So that is gonna be the end of the drive, and no points for Kansas State there. And Dylan Raiola takes the field. Emmett Johnson with a great performance in that last game. Let's see if he can redo this one, as we're gonna see Dylan Raiola throw it to the outside. Dane Key with a first down. On the out route. That is a pretty nice play to start the game off with their number 1 receiver. And that is also going to put Raiola over 1,000 passing yards on the season. 2nd and 5, Raiola is going to be running outside. He's going to take the first down himself, get out of bounds quickly, and first down, Nebraska. From the 46 now, they're going to have a bunch to the right. Isolated receiver left is Dane Key, and they've got Neziah Hunter with a great catch over the middle. That's going to be another first down, and we're almost, yeah, already halfway through this first quarter, just running out the clock as Hunter at the sideline. What a catch. That is just 1 foot down, but it is enough. It's going to move the chains inside the red zone. 3rd and 5 for Dylan Raiola, moving out the running back. Raiola throws it to the flats, and that's going to be incomplete, intended for Mac Markway, the tight end. 4th down, and the field goal is inside. No good. Nebraska's missing the kick here on the road. Kansas State with a 0 still on the scoreboard here. Defense showing up late, and oh my, that should have been a touchdown. 2nd and 6. Knut is going to hand it off and nowhere to go. 4-yard losses. Judy's in the backfield there. 3rd and 10. That's going to be a tough one for Jacob Knut. He's pressured. Throws it cross-body to his number 1 receiver. Brown is not going to get the first down. Just an 8-yard pickup. They got to punt it back. And this is pretty good field position now for the Nebraska Cornhuskers, as Emmett Johnson is going to juke out the safety. Get 9 yards on the play. Easy first down into the second level. 3rd and 1, and they're actually going to go empty backfield, and Emmett Johnson is not going to get the first down. 4th and 1, and this is go for it territory. You need to get this one, man. This is across midfield. 4th and 1, and Johnson is not going to get it. Kansas State takes over on offense. That is already 2 unfortunate turnovers for this Nebraska offense here. A turnover on downs and a missed field goal. This is not how you win games, man. Kansas State on the move, and they get a first down immediately to end the first quarter here. We should have been on the board already by now, and instead it's a tie game at 0, and Kansas State is driving down the field. They just started their drive, but immediately get a first down. 2nd and 8 across midfield now. Knut has a 5-man pressure, and he barely got it away there. That is going to be about 9 yards on the play, or 7. Oakley with the first down. 3rd and inches, and Knut is going to get it away over the middle. That is a first down inside the green zone, and they're driving down the field here with ease as Knut completes 100 passes this year. Knut now with 2nd and goal, and he is going down. Elijah Judy in the backfield with a sack on 2nd down. So it's 3rd and goal now from the 14. That one's going to be tough for Kansas State. Let's see what the Wildcats are going to dial up for this 3rd down here at home in front of this Wildcat crowd. Elijah Judy with a pretty awesome play there, beating the guard immediately, and then the running back is just not stopping him at all. 3rd and goal for Knut. He's going to have a bootleg to the right, throw it to the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete, knocked away. That's right, I think, on the coverage. And that's going to be a field goal for Kansas State. They do take it and get it done as well, as we are going to get a ridiculous first down. Raiola throws it across the body, across midfield. And he's going to get the first down with Ja'Cory Barney there. And now 3rd down and 3, and we can't get the first down here. Oh my God. 4th and 1. Another aggressive call, and this time it's worth it, as Emmett Johnson fighting ahead for extra yardage. And that is going to be a 15-yard run for Emmett Johnson. 2nd and 6, handed off to Johnson up the right side of the line here. Outside zone give, and an easy first down into field goal range. 3rd and 4 in the red zone now, and Raiola is going to get pressured. He gets it away, and Markway can't hang on. 4th and 4. Can we nail this field goal at least? As it is right down the middle. Nebraska on the board. It's tied at 3, but honestly, we should be leading this game by at least 6, if not 10 points. We were absolutely dominating this first half so far, and we should be dominating here. And instead, Kansas State now gets a chance to drive down the field as Knut has a one-on-one down the field. It's caught, and he is breaking 2 tackles. Oh my God, down at the 25. Kansas State is driving. Now 2nd and 7, 27 seconds on the clock, and Knut goes down as Riley Van Poppel is in the backfield. 25 seconds on the clock. 3rd and 13 at the edge of field goal range. Can't take a sack here, and Knut is gonna scramble up the middle, and he just doesn't have the speed to get the first down. But it is gonna be a chance to take a 3-point lead here. Kansas State, field goal is up and good. 6-3. Kansas State takes the lead into halftime. as Nebraska showing struggles to get on the board, to finish drives. We had multiple opportunities in the first quarter to take up an early lead, and it did not work out. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, as we miss a field goal early and then turnover on downs across from midfield that we should have easily gotten. But yeah, 3rd and 11, and we actually do move the chains here with Naziah Hunter. 2nd and 10, and wide open is Naziah Hunter, and he is gonna break a tackle for a 9-yard pickup. And Raiola now has a 3rd and inches lining up here, and he's gonna hand it off to Johnson. Nowhere to go. 4th down, and I don't think you can go for that one. So that's a punt, and Kansas State is gonna take over again. Are they gonna drive down the field again? Oh my, we are in a world of trouble if Kansas State is going to get any points on this drive with our inability to score any measurable points. But they're going to go get a 4th down there on an incomplete pass right with perfect coverage, and we are going to return in kind with a 3 and out. Pretty good coverage there as well by the safety. So 4th down, punt back to Kansas State, and an easy run up the middle. That is going to be a 13-yard run for Dylan Edwards. 3:42 to go in the 3rd quarter, and breaking tackles. Oh my God. Can we finally tackle number 12? He was also the one that had the big conversion down the field and then broke 2 tackles. 1st and 10, and Edwards teleporting outside right into the arms of Roger Gradney, our safety. That's going to be a 2nd and 13. Knut is going to have a screen to the flats and nowhere to go. That's a 2-yard loss. And yeah, that's going to give the ball back to us. Still a 6-3 lead, and Emmett Johnson up the middle. He's got some room, and he's going to break a couple, or not break the tackles, but falling ahead, getting some extra yardage. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter already. 3 field goals so far, no touchdowns in this game. Let's see if we can do anything about that. Yeah, this has been a very tough game for the Cornhuskers. Should have had the touchdown on the opening drive there. Should have had at least a field goal on that turnover on downs drive, but wide open over the middle. That is a broken tackle by Bell, I think. Still a 4th down and 2, and we are aggressive. This is a cross from midfield, and we're going to go for it, and this is incomplete. Perfect coverage. Oh my God, another turnover on downs across from midfield, and Kansas State's taken over with great field position. 3rd and 6 turns into 4th down. At least we get the 3 and out, and they don't go anywhere with that drive, but time is running out on us. 6.5 minutes. Raiola down the field. We've got Hunter, and it is incomplete. 4th down and 12. Another 3 and out for this Nebraska offense, and Kansas State gets the ball back again with great field position. 2nd and 11, and Knut goes down. That is going to be a sack on Jacob Knut. He never stood a chance, as we had, I think that's Buford, the safety, in the backfield there. And that's actually Malcolm Hartzog, the number 2 corner. I still need to learn these numbers from the Nebraska defense here. Still not a great look on me. 3rd and 9 after that 3 and out, and Raiola is going to get this one away and getting the 1st down. This is the 1st down we had in the 4th quarter, I think. So 3rd and 10 again. We are not moving the ball consistently. We're not staying ahead of the sticks. Raiola is going to throw it, and this one's incomplete through the hand of Hunter. What a throw by Raiola. He's like doing everything for this offense, and we can't get anywhere. That is a fumble, and it's going to be recovered by Nebraska. What a play by the defense. The Cornhuskers are getting the ball with great field position. This should be enough to at least tie up the game to go to overtime. Now let's see if Nebraska can do anything with this one. And this is going to be Ja'Cory Barney. They get him in space. That's a touchdown. Nebraska wastes no time. First touchdown of the day goes to the Cornhuskers. And it is 10-6 over Kansas State. There is 3 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. Ja'Cory Barney on a very easy drag route over the middle. And they had man coverage. That was a horrible idea. And that's a touchdown for Nebraska. What a lucky break on that fumble, and then an immediate touchdown as Knut is gonna get it away, and that's gonna be a 1st down, 19 yards on the play. as they're going to move the chains. 2-minute warning right here. 3rd and 9. And Knut is going to stand tall in the pocket and try to run somewhere, but he only got 1 yard. Elijah Judy got him from behind. 4th and 8. Game on the line for Kansas State. I mean, I guess they still have 3 timeouts, but 1-on-1 down the field. And Hartzog, perfect coverage. That is going to be a turnover on downs, and we are going to get the ball back. Still need to run out this clock. Ja'Cory Barney, 3rd and 12, nowhere to go. Timeout Kansas State, and this is actually a pretty long distance field goal. So we're not going to risk it. We're punting it back, and it actually was a punt out the back of the end zone. So that is going to be a 3rd down, incomplete for Kansas State. 4th down and 5. Knut, flag is down, and this is incomplete. Let's see what the flag is. It is going to be on Kansas State. Looks to be a holding, but we're just gonna decline that one. And turnover on downs for the K-State offense. 1st and 10, and we're gonna have a perfect touch pass option. Ja'Cory Barney, touchdown again. He's got a 2nd one. We are going to turn on the offense late in this one. Touchdown in Nebraska. It's 17-6. And I think this ought to do it. No timeouts left for K-State, as they did not look great in the 4th quarter in this game. And yeah, this is how it goes sometimes. It was a tough game, man. But in the end, we do wrestle them down. Ja'Cory Barney with 2 touchdowns to be the match winner at the end of the game. As Knut actually played his heart out. He did play pretty well, but they did not put any points on the board. Dylan Raiola, this was a tough game for him because he played pretty much perfectly and his receivers just did not help him. And the thing is, usually we have a great ground game, but today we were not able to get it going at all. Now the good thing is, neither did Kansas State. 16 attempts for 32 yards and no touchdowns for Dylan Edwards. I was so scared of this dude with his athleticism and juke and spin moves. Man, this could have ended very badly with just one big run for Dylan Edwards. And then, yeah, Barney with 3 drops in this game. A drop for Hunter, a drop for Markway. We couldn't get Dane Key open all day long, and still Raiola was throwing perfect passes out there that got dropped. That is just, if you add those 5 drops as catches, I think this game would have been over before the 4th quarter started, first of all. And second of all, the completion percentage by Raiola would have been north of 70%. I think he played a pretty perfect day. Now, we did not force any turnovers except when it mattered. The one forced fumble at the end of the game, it was our safety, Deshaun Singleton. Maybe should have put a replay in there, I'm realizing, but what a lucky break. We were not able to get down there, even if our lives depended on it, but Malcolm Hartzog gets MAC Defensive Player of the Week. Don't know what that is all about. He didn't have an interception. I mean, he did have pretty solid coverage, but usually this does not get rewarded. And then we're gonna get Devian Leonard out of Littleton, Colorado, a 4-star defensive tackle. He's gonna commit to Nebraska, and man, we're stealing all these recruits away from Colorado. Carl Michelle is also gonna join, another defensive tackle out of Broomfield, Colorado. And this is already 2 4-star D tackles in this recruiting class. Looking pretty good here. If you're a Cornhusker, this is exactly what you want to see. And then we're going to get Trayvon Poole, who's going to be the 3rd linebacker committed out of Indiana as well, Merrillville. Yeah, we already had 2 other linebackers in Dexter Proctor and I think it's James Wall, someone with the last name Wall. But yeah, Devian Leonard, we went with another 4-star defensive tackle that was interested in us. It's a pipeline for us. He's got great strength, 81 power moves, 80 hit power. I mean, nothing to complain about that one. And then Carl Michelle, who I think he was the one that visited earlier. 6'6", 318 out of Broomfield, Colorado. He's a gap specialist, which I would assume is just a pure run stopper. The block shedding looks to be pretty high, as does the strength, but the power moves is 65 and the finesse moves probably even lower than that. I'm assuming 50s. Trayvon Poole, Dexter Proctor, and Damian Wall. Is it Damian? I'm not sure anymore. But 3 elite level linebackers already committed this season. This is looking pretty good. And Trayvon Poole looks like an elite athlete. 81 hit power, 78 tackle, 84 strength even. That he looks absolutely ridiculous. And he's already got the bronze blow up ability. So that's pretty good. And then we have one more game this episode. And this one is going to be an important one. Because this one is not just a MAC conference game. It is going to be a rivalry game. Rivalry games, this is the stuff you live for here in college football, as they are having a quarterback by the name of Drake Lindsay, 6'5", 230 out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. How on earth is this kid not committed to Arkansas? Ridiculous, but okay. Pretty awful accuracies across the board. That kid does not know where to throw the ball or where to place the ball, but he does have a solid arm. No speed, literally no speed. This kid can't move at all. He's just a statue in the middle of this pocket, and if the pocket collapses, he collapses. There is no way around that one. Darius Taylor, 6 foot 215 out of Detroit, Michigan, is the running back, and Taylor is looking pretty good. He's one of their best players on the team. Elite elusiveness, good hands. He's even got some pretty solid power as well. And the athleticism's there. He can catch passes. He can do everything. This Taylor kid looks really good. Unfortunately, they are going to miss their lead receiver. So we're going to see a backup here as the number 1. Logan Loya, 5'11", 190 out of California. Whereas number 13, Loya is a route artist out of SoCal. And he's got 90 speed, 92 excel. He's got really solid hands, and his route runnings, oh my god, he's an elite level slot receiver. One of the Amon-Ra St. Brown types of receivers here, with really solid athleticism as well. And then the number 2 receiver is Malachi Coleman, 6'5", 195. And how on earth is this kid not playing at Nebraska? He's from Lincoln, Nebraska. Dude. Elite level athleticism, great hands, solid routes. Coleman, well, I mean, he would be a pretty solid starter here on our team as well. Even though I would have problems to define who's even playing there. That would be pretty tough to decide. But this offensive line for Minnesota, this is not looking good. This is a pretty awful offensive line. And we have a really solid D-line, so I expect our D-line to absolutely demolish the trenches today. Now, for defense, they do have a really good edge rusher here. Anthony Smith is a really solid athlete. He's got some pass rushing upside. He can stop the run really well. 87 block shedding is really good. So Anthony Smith, somebody to watch out for here. Devin Eastern, 6'6", 310, 4-star defensive tackle out of Minnesota. The hometown kid, Eastern, is an absolute menace in the middle of this defense. 85 power moves, 93 strength, 86 hit power, and 86 block shedding. Like, it doesn't even matter that he doesn't have any finesse moves noteworthy, but man, Eastern looks unbelievable. And then the best linebacker on this team is actually Maverick Baranowski out of Ponce Inlet, Florida. 6'2", 230, a former 2-star. Baranowski is not a great linebacker, honestly. He does have some solid athleticism, but he's not great against the run. He's not good in the pass, against the pass, and he's not a blitzing upside linebacker either. So this is their best linebacker. The linebacking unit looks really weak. Now the cornerback unit actually does look half decent. Zaquan Bryan is the top guy there. Good man, solid zone, solid athlete. But that zone is, I mean, I just call it solid. But as a number 1 corner, I mean, you want somebody that has elite coverage, right? The thing is, they do have a platinum layout, platinum house call, silver robber, gold knockout, and bronze ball hawk ability safety, with elite zone, elite man, elite athleticism, solid run stopping ability, and great power. This kid looks unbelievable, and joining him on the other side is Kerry Brown, who doesn't have quite the abilities, but Brown also looks really solid. Very good zone coverage ability. Man is not great, but he's got the athleticism to make up for it. He actually does have some pretty good run support ratings there. A little bit of power, and I mean the hands are not great, but this safety unit looking pretty fire. This is their best part of the team, and we will have to make sure that we're gonna avoid this at all costs here in Minnesota. The rivalry game is going to be underway. I would say we are the favorites by a small margin, and the only reason I am actually saying that is because of that Minnesota offensive line. It's just awful, and we need to be able to dominate the trenches today, but they also have a really solid defensive line, so we'll see. Last matchup, Minnesota won it 13-10, and so they are on a five-game win streak in this rivalry, actually. So we need to change something about that, and we're gonna get it off with a pretty good run here on 3rd and 5. That was a decent call, but 4th down, they are gonna go 3 and out, and they're gonna have an offensive line injury, as if this offensive line wasn't already bad enough. Dylan Raiola is gonna take over here. 10 touchdowns, no picks this season. He has been playing excellent, the sophomore quarterback. And as they have an elite level safety duo, we're actually going to get this one away with a pass. That is pretty shocking, but it's going to be to the flats. 10-yard gain for Jacory Barney. 3rd and 6, and Raiola is going to have a wide open Hunter over the middle. That is a 1st down, 9 yards to Hunter. And we're going to move the chains on that one. At the edge of field goal range, we're going to motion out Emmett Johnson and 4-man pressure. Throw it to Johnson, and he ran out of bounds. Why on earth would you run out of bounds? Just stay there, catch the football, run upfield, get as much as you can, man. No points. This knocked us out of field goal range, and Minnesota is going to take over with a pretty start on the ground here. Taylor with a solid run. And now they're going to motion the receiver across the field and hand it off to Taylor. Nowhere to go. We're in the backfield, swarming them. That is a good play on defense. 2nd and 13. We're going to have double A get pressure, and they're going to run it outside zone. That is a 15-yard gain for Darius Taylor. Move the chains. 3rd and 2. 3 tight ends on the field, and redirecting to the outside. Taylor didn't get it done. 4th down, and nobody's going to get any points here. Still tied at 0. Raiola standing in his own end zone. He's going to take off and try to get what he can, and it's honestly a miracle that he didn't fumble the football, but he got 8 yards out of that one. 2nd and 5. Motion for Johnson, and we're going to snap the ball here. It's the 2nd quarter now, by the way, so game still tied at 0. And what a juke move by Johnson. Perfect block. Oh, my. What a play by Emmett Johnson. And this is going to propel us down to the 43-yard line as 7.5 minutes on the clock still. Raiola, 4-man pressure, is going to redirect a couple times. Double coverage. Down the field. It is incomplete. 4th down. No points. And turnover. We're a punt back to Minnesota as this is, oh my God, Darius Taylor, just a wide open running lane up the middle, 10 yards there. That's not a great look. 1st and 10, and Minnesota is going to have a play action shot and turning it upfield. Oh my, this is a very slow quarterback, but an even slower defensive tackle is Drake Lindsay. Gets an easy 1st down. 3rd and 9. Run it up the middle, and Taylor is not going to get the 1st down, but he does get 7. 4th and 2. They do not go for it. It's, did you hear it? Go for it. They did not go for it. 3rd and 5 as Dylan Raiola is going to get it away to Dane Key. Beautiful catch and run over the middle. Move the chains. 1st and 10. 3.5 minutes on the clock, and Raiola is going to get it away here. Barney gets about 8 yards on the play. 4th and 3 at midfield, and we're actually gonna go for this one, and the catch is made by Barney. What a play. He could have been tackled shy of the line to gain, and he did get it done, and this is inside 2 minutes now. A minute on the clock, and we're gonna have trips to the right, and oh my God, Johnson up the middle. What a running lane. They're gonna just drain the clock here. 14 seconds on the clock. Dylan Raiola, play action shot, and he is gonna get it away. It's caught, and that's a touchdown. That is going to be a Nebraska score. It's the second tight end. It's Harburg. And Nebraska is going to take a 7-0 lead into halftime. Heinrich Harburg, the German, is going to get the touchdown here, as we had a pretty awesome play-action shot lined up here. And over the middle, wide open, we got the second tight end. That's a touchdown. And at halftime, it is 7-0. We're now, by the way, ranked at number 12 after that win over number 16 ranked Kansas State. I think they fell out of the top 25 after that one. So the upset actually had its upsides there. And we are gonna have a first down by Quentin Ives to start the third quarter. And that is gonna be a first down easily. Beautiful run by the offensive line created there. 3rd and 7 now. This one's going to be tough. Got to have this one. And at the sideline, Barney, he couldn't get the first down. 4th and 1. Johnson's the backfield, and he is going to get the first down. Jukes it back and gets the first down at the 30. Move the chains again. 3rd and 8. This is the edge of field goal range, I would say. Raiola gets it away. Barney turns it upfield into the red zone and down at the 9-yard line, as Dylan Raiola is trying to go for a pretty solid day. 4th and goal, handed off. Oh my God, what a risk. Johnson could have been tackled in the backfield for a turnover on downs, and instead he gets the touchdown. Nebraska up 14-0 here toward the end of the third quarter. And Minnesota not looking too sharp here. Still no points on the board for the Golden Gophers. And Nebraska is going to move the chains pretty consistently on that drive to march down the field. Couple risky play calls there with the 4th down, and it should have gone wrong a couple times, but we do get it done, and it's now a 2-score game, a 2-touchdown game actually, as they're going to start off with Darius Taylor, and that's out of bounds with the 4th down, and they're going to punt it back. So a minute on the clock, and Raiola is going down a 7-yard loss as Lucas Finessi gets in the backfield. We do get a few yards back on 2nd down. 3rd and 12, and that one's going to be incomplete and should have been honestly intercepted. First bad pass by Raiola on this game. Punted back to Minnesota, 9.5 minutes on the clock, and that is going to be a first. No, it's not! Oh my God, that was a pretty bad spot, if I'm being honest. That should have been a first down, honestly. 6 minutes on the clock. Quentin Ives up the middle, and he's going to get the first down, propel themselves down the field, and they are running clock now. They are just running out this clock. What a pancake by number 51. I have no idea. Evans is his last name, I guess. But what a pancake for Quentin Ives there. And then up the middle, Quentin Ives gotta had some room. Another first down to the 4-yard line, and running out the clock. Still continue to run out the clock. 2:35, and it is 3rd and goal. And this one's gonna go out to Quentin Ives, and oh my God, what was that blocking? It's a 4th down, and Golden Gophers actually take a timeout here, and we're just gonna take the field goal to make this a 3-score game and be absolutely unattainable for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And yeah, I think this should do it, right? 17-0. This is actually gonna do it. Skipping ahead to the end of the game, we win the rivalry here against Minnesota, and this is exactly what you need to see, man. Dylan Raiola had a pretty solid day here, man. More than 80% completion percentage. A really solid day on the ground as well. Drake Lindsay, he only got to pass it 11 times because they actually, yeah, I don't know how that works out. 11 times for 42 yards. That's a horrible yards per attempt. That's like 3.8 yards per attempt. Raiola 25 of 31 with a great day on the ground as well for Quentin Ives, and not so much for Emmett Johnson. He didn't really get much room there at all. It was a pretty tough day for the ground game. They do have a really good defensive line. You got to give it to them. But on the other side, they also did not have the great offensive line to protect their own running back. So we had a solid day there as well. And then, man, Logan Loya, the number 1 receiver, held to 4 yards with a drop, and Coleman to 0 yards with 2 drops. We kept their best receivers to a combined 1 catch and 4 yard. Unreal stuff. What a secondary we have here going for us. That's pretty good stuff. And on the offense, I mean, Ja'Cory Barney just continuing to rip his opponents to shreds over the middle there. He's making so many grabs. It's not even like the big yardage with his athleticism that he also shows definitely, but it's just winning with great route running, being open, and then just taking the first downs one after another. And we get even more good news. Rashad Smith, he visited earlier in the season, and then he was just, okay, we'll wait a little bit more till I commit. And then he commits in that exact week where he is sitting there in St. Paul, Minnesota, and seeing his own Minnesota Golden Gophers getting absolutely demolished in a 17-0 shutout. And then he's like, oh my god, this other team looks pretty good. And I actually visited them, so yeah, let's go there. And Rashad Smith is now a Cornhusker. 6'2", 204 out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Physical route runner archetype. Speed looks decent, I guess. 80 medium route running. The short route running also looks like it's in the 80s. Don't know anything about the deep, but that 80, actually the deep route running looks a little bit worse, but the 83 release looks pretty unbelievable. Rashad Smith gonna be a superstar, I would imagine. And yeah, this Nebraska team is on a roll. 6-0 overall, still undefeated, 4-0 in conference. But there is two teams that are following us here. 4-1 Kansas, 4-1 Arkansas. This is looking pretty promising for a pretty great Plains divisional race at the end of the season, I'd say. And I know that there is actually, we are playing both of those teams at the end of the season still. So this is going to make for a pretty incredible end of season slate there. And then on the other side, I mean, you could just say Iowa State, they don't even need to play it out anymore. They already got it done. Like, every other team has at least 2 losses, and they're still perfect 5-0 in conference, 8-0 overall. Iowa State's looking like an absolute menace here with the Great Lakes division and absolutely destroying everybody in their path. There is still 6 games left, obviously. Only 4 for them, I guess. But even if they lost all 4 of those games, I would say they still are in the running for winning this Great Lakes. And I'm pretty sure that this division, the other division there, is actually already wrapped up. So congrats, Iowa State. We are gonna continue this one next time, as we're having a blast here with this Nebraska team, and also with the recruiting. It's looking pretty darn solid so far, getting a lot of 4 and 5 stars, and I hope that we're gonna be able to continue this run, this undefeated run here next week against Northwestern and Missouri. Missouri is, by the way, a rivalry game, so watch out for that. Another rivalry game coming up next time. And that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Nebraska Dynasty. See you in the next episode. Until then, have a great day.